Hi, I'm Kelsey from RTINGS.com. Today we'll be doing a review of the Ducky One 3. We'll be evaluating on our standardized test bench to see how it performs and if you should buy it. The Ducky One 3 is a hot-swappable keyboard that comes in a few different sizes and color schemes. We bought the full-size version in yellow and Cherry MX brown switches, and we expect the variant of this keyboard to perform slightly similar besides the typing experience. The Ducky One 3 comes in a full TKL or compact size form factor. Each variant of this keyboard is hot swappable, meaning you can remove the switches without having to solder, and you easily replace them with any switch of your liking. This feature gives you full control over how you want your keyboard to feel while in use. So if you don't like the tactile bump of a brown switch, you can swap it out for a linear switch or a clicky switch. Its build quality is excellent. The plastic chassis and metal baseplate feel solid and sturdy. There's a layer of sound dampening foam underneath the PCB which helps improve the acoustics and reduce the noise made from the switches. The keycaps are made of doubleshot PBT, which feels nice to the touch, and they won't get slippery over time with a buildup of finger oil. However, the key legends aren't transparent, so the backlighting won't shine through them in the dark, making them harder to see. The 4 rubber strips along the bottom do a decent job of keeping the board from sliding around on your desk, and the incline feet also have similar rubber strips. The included braided USB-C to USB-A cable is flexible. Though it does retain kinks from the packaging, it's long enough to fit in any setup, and it matches the keyboard color, which is a nice detail. Since the Ducky One 3 is hot swappable, it also includes a toolkit for removing keycaps and switches. It comes with a keycap puller, a switch puller, and 11 additional keycaps if you want to personalize the aesthetic of your board further. Though the ergonomics of the board are good thanks to its 2 incline settings, it does have a high profile which can become uncomfortable over long periods of use. Now we'll get into the test results. First, we'll look at the functionality of the board. This keyboard doesn't come with a companion software, which can be a good thing if you don't want to run an additional program in the background. While normally the lack of companion software would mean the keyboard isn't very customizable, that's not the case with the Ducky One 3. Instead, you can program hotkeys, customize the RGB lighting effects, and assign macros directly on the board itself. The instructions on how to do this are included in the user manual. You can also use these switches to change the rollover settings of the board, meaning you can switch it into a 6-key rollover mode for gaming, which allows you to press up to 6 keys at once, and the keyboard registers each press individually. In terms of connectivity, it's a wired-only keyboard, meaning it's not a good choice if you're looking for a keyboard to use in multi-device setup. You can't toggle between paired devices or connect it with a phone or tablet over Bluetooth. This keyboard is also compatible with most operating systems, though a few keys like print, screen, pause, and calculator hotkey won't work on macOS, whereas on Linux, only the calculator hotkey doesn't work. While other keyboards in the Ducky One lineup allow you to change the debounce setting through pressing a key combination, you can't do that with this board. However, the latency is incredibly low as it is, so even the most fast-paced games will feel responsive and fluid. Now on to the typing experience. Looking at our graph, you can see the Cherry MX brown switches in our Ducky One 3 have a slight bump just over halfway through the key press to provide feedback that you've actually registered a key. The actual actuation of the key isn't until a bit further, which could cause some missed presses if you don't tend to bottom out the keys. But this likely won't be an issue since the operating force is low, so it doesn't take much effort to press a key down to its actuation point. The key press itself feels smooth and light, meaning you'll have a fluid and comfortable typing experience without finger fatigue. With that said, if you're looking to use this board for gaming, you should consider using a linear switch type, as they lack tactile feedback and feel smoother to press quickly. The keys themselves are well spaced, so you won't feel cramped or run the risk of accidentally hitting keys. The alphanumeric keys feel stable, but there is a bit of wobble on some of the larger keys, like the spacebar. It isn't noticeable or distracting while typing though. With the MX Brown switches installed, the keyboard is quiet to use, especially because of sound dampening foam included in its design. This is great if you plan on using the keyboard in an open office environment or if you don't want to wake up your parents or roommates during a late night gaming session. It's important to note that the noise levels will vary with different switches installed. While the overall typing experience is outstanding, the board's high profile forces you to tilt your wrists upwards, which can increase the chances of fatigue or strain if you use it for a long time. Fortunately, you can get a wrist rest separately, which will greatly improve the comfort. So this brings us to the main question: should you buy this keyboard? The Ducky One 3 is an excellent choice if you're looking for a customizable keyboard that's versatile and comfortable enough to use for typing during the workday and for gaming at night. It has an excellent latency that can easily handle any competitive match environment without delay. Though if you'd prefer to use it for gaming, a different switch type will improve its overall feel and performance in games. But if you're looking for a strictly gaming keyboard, there are options with better latency and gamer-oriented features, like the Razer Huntsman V2. This keyboard has a programmable knob at the top and even better latency than the Ducky. However, if you're looking for a hybrid gaming work option, but you have a multi-device setup, or you just don't want to deal with wires, the Razer ProType Ultra might suit your needs better. It's a wireless keyboard that pairs with up to 3 devices simultaneously, and its latency for gaming is comparable to the Ducky's.